love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running.
Okay, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. My name is Walter Beede, affectionately known on Twitter at Baseball Lifer 11, and then here on YouTube as Baseball Lifer. And what we're doing each and every week is speaking with families, parents, student athletes, answering their questions as it pertains to all things youth baseball, travel baseball, college recruiting, etc. So this morning, we're going to welcome Jason from New Jersey. Jason, welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thanks, Walter.
What questions can I answer for you today, sir, in your cold, rainy climate down there in Jersey?
Yeah, well, I guess one of the biggest things, because I have an 8-year-old now playing and loves baseball, and you see all this money being spent, and all the travel balls, and we try to keep it somewhat realistic and within range. But from a pure development standpoint, obviously, when you go to the big field, what is your thought process for how much baseball they should start ramp up and playing when they get to 13, 14, fall ball with football players? Kind of like get that, kind of get an understanding around that. I know it's a broad question, but that's just something I'd like to kind of have your opinion on.
Sure. The biggest thing is I'm a big believer, as I've stated previously, that, between the ages of 6 and 12, the sport needs to be kept organic and fun. It really doesn't require any specific area of, regimented routine. It should be played when it wants to. When the kids want to play, they play. When they want to practice, you should try to grab a glove, go out, play catch when you can. But once we get to that 12 and 13 age group, still not a big need for the travel component. Parents are often led to believe they need better competition, that travel is going to provide better coaching. That's all subjective. Better coaching depends on the coach's background, his ability to coach, his ability to disseminate information. You don't really want to rush from the small diamond to the big diamond, specifically as pitchers, really all positions. They have to learn, that first of all, the strength requirement to play on the bigger field really needs to be addressed, between that 12 and 14-year-old window. And I often tell parents that if we're finding that a student athlete has a passion for the sport, we don't have to play all year round. We're not missing out by not participating in fall, travel baseball. The world will not end. Those athletes that like to play the fall sports, some it's soccer, some it's football, some it's lacrosse in some parts of the country. But, it's good for student athletes to kind of clear their mind and kind of move on with their friends and play in the different sports. And each season, particularly in the Northeast, brings a different sport, whether it's football or, wintertime hockey and basketball. So the ages of 12 to 14, the emphasis should really be on the awakening and the understanding of the body and the strength that's going to be necessary. A lot of student athletes, when they're one sport, singular sport focused, become, whether it's quad dominant or front shoulder dominant, and they really don't prepare their bodies as a whole. So, especially in our neck of the woods, Jason, I would always recommend slow integration into the big diamond. Play catch with the football more regularly. That helps with arm health and, more importantly, arm strength. Play a lot of catch. Learning how to catch and throw on the big diamond is a big deal. And then as far as pitching is concerned, try to do it in increments. If you're going from Little League of 45, 46 feet, and then ultimately to like Ripken 50 feet, try to get into that 54-foot mound, and then up ultimately at 13 and 14 into that 60-foot mound. It's always good to kind of do things, in increments that allow student athletes to have not only strength, but more importantly, success. That's really what you want to focus in on.
Perfect.
Now, Jason, does your
No, no.
son play other sports? Is he a multi-sport athlete as a young athlete?
Yes. Yep. Loves them all. I mean, the kid would play anything. I have 3 sons, but the middle one just a lefty, just took to baseball. Obviously, loves baseball and football. Plays basketball, and we'll continue the year round, just playing different sports, having fun as long as we can. But it's always a question in my head, with the fall ball, because when we were growing up, fall ball was barely even there. And now it seems like everybody wants to play it. I don't see that much of a value, but I guess like as they get older, I start seeing, all right, especially in the Northeast where we go to cold winters, it's good to get maybe some at bats, get out there. I wouldn't want to be on a tournament circuit in the fall, but just kind of want to get your opinion on fall ball as well as they go through high school, because I don't see my son not ever wanting to stop playing football through high school. So we'll be playing football, obviously, and baseball. Maybe he'll stay basketball. I don't know. But football, I know he loves. So I guess, what has been your experience with football players, fall ball? How much do they play? Pitchers as well. Like, do they not pitch in the fall? Just go and get some at-bats? So just kind of get your opinion on that.
Well, both my boys played football in high school. One was a catcher, one was a pitcher. Really, in our neck of the woods, August 1st was the start of Pupwana. Mid-August was always high school football. I don't think there's anything detrimental to putting a ball down for a certain period of time and then ramping back up over the winter. And I always encourage, we have to understand the travel baseball world is a business model, really not a developmental model as a whole, and that the ability for kids to be kids once in their life during that 10-year time period, there's a big importance, with just having the ability to play with your buddies or your crosstown rivals in any and all sports, particularly at the high school level. When they're younger, I always find that, the boys would hang out together after games. There was a certain social dynamic to it. So I like to keep it like that with regard to not only baseball, but all sports. So, but I appreciate your questions this morning, Jason. They're really great for other parents to kind of be able to hear, your thoughts as it pertains to your sons. So I really am grateful that you took the time to give us a call and kind of share with us your experiences as a dad.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Take care.
Bye now. And for those parents that like what they see and like what they hear, want to remind you to follow Baseball Life for 11 on Twitter. There's a lot of Twitter space calls that I do there, a lot of interaction with college coaches. So follow us there. Subscribe to the channel, like, comment. If you have questions you want us to cover in the future, please, by all means, leave a comment here and we will get to it. Myself personally will answer that question for you. Until next time, baseball.